At the Partial Breakaway Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 115 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I am co-host Junior, as usual, accompanied by co-host Nick and producer Vince. Week 1 is in the books, and it's been great. How you guys doing?
Stuffed with turkey.
Stuffed with the happy Thanksgiving on that note to our fellow Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Thanksgiving to all your family and friends. Hope you guys had a good bird.
I am thankful for this podcast. See? Can't believe I'm the only one who said it, jackasses.
Well, I have a whole introduction of what I'm thankful for.
Oh, okay, go there.
Like I'm thankful for the Las Vegas Raiders actually winning a game. I'm more thankful for the fact that the Tennessee Titans are so bad that the Las Vegas Raiders won a game. I'm thankful for the fact that goalies forgot to goal this year so far in the first week of the regular season. Offenses seem to be playing well, and defenses don't seem to exist either. So it's been a lot of goals and a lot of firepower in the first week of the season so far. I'm thankful for you guys as co-hosts and the fact that we're able to do this podcast because this is a lot of fun, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Like and subscribe if you're thankful for us as well. Even if you're not, just like and subscribe anyways. And Junior, where could everybody find our social medias?
As you see on the top left of your screen, Instagram, X, TikTok at Partial Break Pod. Like and subscribe on YouTube. You want to listen to us on an audio podcast platform. Basically, we're on every single audio platform you can think of. So just search Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast, and you'll find these three beautiful gentlemen and their voices available to you.
You know, I'm starting to get a little concerned with you and the beautiful word. You seem to have used it like the background that you have right now is beautiful.
Yes.
And that is thanks to
Pâtisserie Boulangerie Italia.
That's right. And so we're thankful for them as well. But calling us beautiful is a little bit, you're getting a little bit touchy-feely.
I'm just feeling good, I'm feeling really good. Like the PBLL is looking good. If the standings are looking great.
Yes, they are.
Okay, but before we start talking about all this, I mean,
just dying for the odd man rush. Okay.
I mean, we have a script, guys. Follow the script.
Let's tell everyone what's on tap for today. So we have our usual on-man rush with some excellent topics. We have our PBLL, Partial Breakaway Listener League update, strategy talk, and NHL schedule. So which ties into the schedule, to the strategy. Wow. And and lastly, we have week 1 overreactions. We're each going to give 2 overreactions for week 1. And I think that should be enough to end the episode. I think. Okay, without further ado, before we get into our on-man rush, a little word from our sponsoring segment. Whether you're chasing goals, breaking records, or building champions, Sportira has your team covered. Custom uniform, premium textiles, fast turnaround. From the field to the court, from grassroots to pros, Sportira brings your game to life. Outthink, outwork, outplay. www.sportira.com. Yes, sir. Thank you to Sportira for sponsoring us with our merch and always being available to give us what we need when we need it. Without further ado, guys, let's dive into our Oddman Rush.
Oddman Rush.
where we take news, notes, and trends of the NHL and turn them into 30-second takes, which usually last 3 minutes. This segment is obviously sponsored by Sportira. Visit them at www.sportira.com for all your apparel and team uniform needs. Guys, Vince likes to complain that they last really long when he's hosting. Well, we're gonna keep a tab here on how long this lasts with Vince and his takes on some of these topics here. All right, let me get this bell ready. Perfect. First, Vince, we're gonna start with you. Vincent Trocheck out week to week for the New York Rangers. What does this mean for Trocheck GMs, and who is likely to take over that role as number one center?
Oof, well, Rangers already played 4 games this week, which is why they were most of us in the a lot of their players were in our PBL league. Listen, he's whether we like it or not, he's a top 6 for the Rangers, and I don't see anybody in that bottom 6 that could come up and take that spot. Can they get away with it with the players they have? Yes, but I think some players need to step up. Zibanejad, Lafreniere, they need to step up. They did not have a very good first 4 games, in my opinion.
Oh, well, Lafreniere had, 3 points? 4 points? 3 points?
They were a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. Out of the 4 games, they were shut out 2 times, including tonight.
Yeah, that's right. But Zibanejad is looking to take over that role. So Zibanejad can go from right to left and play, from right to center and play that spot for now. So not much lost there in that sense. But obviously not having Connor Sheary move up to your top 6 isn't ideal.
Exactly. That's where I was going with Connor Sheary moving up to your top 6. You already got shut out 2 out of 4 games. It is worrisome, I'm not gonna lie, especially if you're a Rangers fan.
I think what this tells us is there's a bit of a lack of depth here on this team up front with Connor Shearing entering the top 6. Next, Nick, this one's for you. Josh Norris. Band-Aid, papier mâché, loose leaf paper, whatever you want to name it. I mean, it's inevitable. That's what he is at this point. Yet another injury, yet again, will be missing significant time. I feel extremely bad for this guy because he has all the talent in the world to do well. He just can't stay healthy enough to show everybody what he's worth. Nick, what do you have to say about it?
It's really sad. It's really sad because I felt that he played a game. He had 4 shots on goal, 4 face-off wins. Like, he was starting to come along. It was a prime spot on that top line. Who's going to benefit? Well, anybody that owns Yuri Kulich is going to benefit because Kulich is going to move back up into that top line. He had a stint there last year on the top line with Tage Thompson, so he's going to come in and have that same role again with Zucker on the other side. So good for Yuri Kulich owners. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and Benson also missing time, more of day-to-day than in significant time there, but still a big, 2 big holes to fill there.
Do you think, because right now they have Ryan McLeod as their number 2 centerman, do you think this could be an opportunity for either Krebs or Josh Stone to take up that role, if possible?
I think McLeod proved last year that he's got enough in him to be the number.
He's been their number 2 center all year last year.
Yeah, no, that's why. I know, but
and he's solid.
But like what was the potential of Krebs and Doan when they were first drafted? Do you think that they get a shot at the top 6 if Buffalo keeps on struggling?
I think Krebs has proven he's not a top 6 player.
Okay.
It's been long enough now that he's shown that he's good, maybe in a middle 6 role, but not top 6.
Okay.
Vince, back to you. I'm not sure how. You know what? I'll pair these up together, and you can both answer. Sam Girard out week to week, upper body, and Evgeny Dodonov fractured wrist for the New Jersey Devils, who was seeing left wing on Jack Hughes' line. which of the two has a bigger impact, and who are we looking for as potential? Is there anybody that's going to be replacing them that's worthy in terms of fantasy perspective or not? So, Vince, start with you. Sam Girard, Evgeny Dodonov.
Gerard, listen, when you have Makar and and Taves as your first pairing, I mean, Gerard to me was just a backup player. The points, the fantasy points are going to come uh, between those two guys. So, and they have Brent Burns that they signed, who can easily take that role if needed to be. So, I don't think Gerard is a big loss. And for New Jersey, even for New Jersey, I mean, you look at their lineup right now. Palat gets pushed back up on the first line. If he doesn't work out, they still have Gritsyuk, who's still on third line, that can move up to the first line. So I don't know. I don't feel this is not something like in like the Trocheck injury for the Rangers. I think the both New Jersey and Colorado could could move on positively with these two injuries.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Brent Burns has played 3 games so far. He has 1 assist. Uh, he's averaging about 3 shots on goal per game, which is not bad for a defenseman. So yeah, Burns is fine there in the second pair, kind of take over that offensive role a little bit from Gerard. It's a shame for Gerard owners for sure, but he hasn't been too fantasy relevant like Vince said in a while. So mostly in very deep leagues.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you, would you take a chance on Palat while the Donov's gone, who seems to temporarily have the spot at left wing one with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt?
Maybe a waiver wire pickup. He's probably not owned in many leagues.
Hmm.
I'm gonna actually check now, but doesn't look like he's owned in too many leagues. I'm gonna get you the information soon.
Vince?
Yeah, I like I said, depending on your,
He's 5% rostered.
yeah, you're not taking Palat over. I mean, your roster should be pretty healthy right now, still at the beginning of the year, and we're gonna overreact in this episode, but in real life, you're not supposed to be overreacting. It's week one of the NHL season, so I mean, if you did get an injury of a guy who went on IR on your team, then yeah, I would definitely take a shot at Palat. There's nothing to lose right there.
Nick, Jack Roslovic joins the Edmonton Oilers on a 1-year deal worth $1.5 million. Where do you see him fitting in, and does he have any fantasy relevance at all? I'll just list that he's normally a center. These are the 3 centers right now on the Edmonton Oilers: McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Adam Henrique.
So I feel like Roslovich has an opportunity to play right wing on this team. And there's 2 spots on right wing that I think are easily replaceable in the top 6. That's that of Trent Frederick, who's currently playing with Connor McDavid and Draisaitl.
Hasn't been working, let's be honest.
Has not been working very well. And then there's Matthew Savoy, who's playing with RNH and Andrew Mangiapane. Mangiapane's been working very well so far. It's actually a little bit surprising how well he's worked so far. But not so much maybe Matt Savoy. So I think there's a role here. There's a top 6 role for Roslovic. If he's on your waiver wire, if nobody's claimed him and you have the cap space, it's not a bad pick to do. He might not be productive immediately because he's not played on. He hasn't had a preseason at all. But as a skeptical ad, yes.
Anything to add, Vince?
No, I think they get on with that. I mean, he's proven that when he goes to teams and gets a top 6 role, he can keep up with the top 6 role. I would like Palat. If you do have a guy who's on IR, he's one guy I would take a chance on.
This one's for you, Vince.
Tell
Lev
me.
Shunov. Out of all games, healthy scratch versus the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night. And the reason I say out of all games is because Lev Shunov was drafted instead of a guy like Ivan Demidov. So, what does this tell us about Lev Shunov? Are you throwing in the towel, or is this just part of the course?
No. First thing, let's not get over cocky because we also drafted Reinbacker over Mitchkov. So let's just tone the
And that has
tempers
nothing to
here.
do with the
About
Canadians versus Blackhawks. It
no,
was
but I'm
about Lev
just saying you're
Shunov and
saying
Demidov.
Demidov, but yeah, you're in.
No,
Listen,
because their own
I don't know.
fans were pissed off that they didn't draft Demidov. I didn't mean that at all about the Canadians. I just
Okay.
meant that Demidov, by a lot of people, was supposed to were scheduling him to go second, and they went with Lev Shunov. You
Yeah.
guys in particular too were saying that. So
Listen, I think the rise of Sam Renzel hurt Lashuna. And to basically say it, Alex Vlasic, right now, he's their number one pairing with Renzel. He's holding the fort because he can play the ice both ways. And with Renzel on his side, it gives Renzel freedom to that offensive freedom to have. They have Kaiser, they have Cravier, Murphy, Grzelcyk. I don't know what this says about Lashuna because you're getting scratched with these other four defensemen on the lineup. I'm not pressing the panic button, but I might start being jittery in my chair with him being scratched.
It's just because you have ants in your pants.
Yeah, I know, but that's why. But then when the ants get, in
No,
that
I
part,
think
you
you
start
have to be
sweating.
you have to be patient with Lev Shunov. Like it's his. First of all, we don't know if there's any other underlying thing going on, but Grizzly is a veteran. Connor Murphy's a veteran. Uh, yeah, should he be over Crevier? Probably,
Hmm.
but it's still a very young season, and a lot of these guys want to manage, especially rookies that are in the league. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I just think teams like Montreal and Chicago with Reinbacker and Lev Shunov, because they were very controversial picks and high picks, I think they're kind of forcing that. They're trying to force their way in. And I think they just need to develop right-handed defensemen at that size. They need time.
I feel Chicago will shoot off. They should be sending him to AHL, being number one defenseman there. Develop. You have Renzel, you have Vlasic. You have nothing to play for
You're
this
not
year.
playing for anything.
Not playing
Exactly.
for anything. Why rush him into the league for no reason? It makes no sense.
Exactly. I agree. Nick, back to you. Connor, Dorofeyev, and Marchenko with hat tricks in week one. Which was more impressive, and who basically who's got your eye out of these three, and why?
Well, I'll save Dorofeyev for later, but he is on a freaking hot streak. And he's going to be one of my overreactions later on, so I'm going to save that one. Um, the fact is Marchenko has started this last year. Remember when we had a bidding war to try to get Marchenko in, was it LPHL?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In LPHL, we had a bidding war to get Marchenko, and I just missed out on it. I think this guy's going to be a star. I truly see 40 goals year in, year out for this guy at one point. So he's and his contract is right now is just absolutely crazy.
Oh,
3.85 for three
Ah,
seasons.
so good, so good. If you're in a cap league, I mean, this is the kind of guy you want on your team. But yeah, Marchenko right now is playing in a key role. He's top line in Columbus, and he's getting all the power play time. He's the point man on the power play here. Like I think that this is the main shooter of this team, and sky's the limit for this guy.
listen, guys. I'm just gonna check something over here. Uh, da, 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 da. Where do you go? There he is. So I am literally 45 goals away from my bold prediction coming true of Dorofeyev scoring 50. I'm just saying. So I mean, I saw this coming with Dorofeyev. It is what it is. But Kyle Connor is just like steady Eddie. Like this guy, every year you think that, like, even with Winnipeg, you say, oh, Shifley at one point, then Velarde, they just they just keep on doing what they're doing. He's just so constant, Kyle Connor. It's unbelievable. So Kyle Connor doesn't surprise me. Dorofeyev, I think he's the one who surprises me the most, just because you didn't know what to expect from the Marner Eichel and what effect Marner would have on the Vegas off the bat, which is very positive. And like Nick said, Marchenko, man, whoever's got him, you lock him up in the vault, and you don't even, if anybody even comes to you and says, "Hey, what would you like for Marchenko?" You mute that person and that GM and never talk to him, because he's just he's people questioned him last year, and I think right now people have to stop questioning him. This guy is a goal scorer, and like Nick said, easy 40 goal scorer, constant 40 goal scorer he can be.
Shane Pinto finally arrived. 4 goals, 1 assist, 7 shots on goal in 2 games played with the Ottawa Senators this week. Nick, is he for real?
I think we kind of saw this at the end of last year, or the second half of last year, and we saw this in the preseason as well. He was putting them in the preseason. Like, he was a man on fire this preseason. So he's starting off strong right off the bat. And if you look at the lineups in Ottawa, I think his line is the second line. It's Pinto, Giroux, and Ridley Gregg. I
Mm-hmm.
think Dylan Cozens is like the third line center at this point, with Amadio and David Perron. I mean, they're spreading out their lineups and their top nine. But my point is that Pinto is probably the second best center on this team after Tim Stützle. So, am I expecting him to continue this pace? No, I'm not. But starting off with a strong start like this is absolutely great for Pinto, and Pinto owners could actually feel comfortable starting him in their lineups right now.
And to
Yeah,
note, Patterson is scheduled to come back this week.
yeah, I think I think Ottawa is in a very good position if Pinto can keep up what he's doing now. Uh, they can flip flop Cozen and himself, or even put Cozen on the wing and put Pinto down the middle as a second line centerman. So, like Nick said last year, with the whole suspension, and then the end of the year starting to pick it up, this is just good news for Ottawa. I mean, it makes their lineup very much more steady than it was before. So, uh, listen, I don't expect him to score 4 goals a week, but I think he'll be the guy who's going to play the 17 to 19 minutes a game. I think, because he's so responsible defensively also.
Vince, Koivunen of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who had an excellent preseason paired with Sidney Crosby, has been demoted to the AHL. What does this mean for Koivunen, and who gets that spot on that top line?
Listen, for Koivunen, it does. I don't think it means much. Look, he had a hot season, a hot preseason, and at the end of the day, there was positions to be won on this Pittsburgh lineup, so he wanted in preseason. But as we can see, when the season started, there's other players that stepped up, like Red Light Brazo, Justin Brazo. So, I mean, 3 goals in the first week. So I don't think it's a bad thing for Koivunen to go down. I feel the coach at this point said, I'd rather him play 17, 18 minutes in the AHL rather than play 10 minutes in the NHL. So I don't think it's big news, but surprisingly, Benjamin Kindle is still on this lineup. So for Pittsburgh and their retooling or rebuilding, that's very good news for them.
Well, Nick, you want to add something or no?
Yeah, I mean, Koivunen's 22 years old. He played 13 and a half minutes on average in the first 2 games. 13 and a half minutes is not
No.
something that, it's not real time. So if you want this guy to develop still, you send him back to the AHL, you give him big minutes in the AHL and let him run with it, right? But I think this is because Russ came back from injury. So
Hmm.
with Russ coming back right now, there was a top 6 spot, and Brazil kind of won it so far. That's pretty much what it
Yeah.
comes down to. So, Koivunen goes back to the A, which is fine for him. He only had one shot on goal in 2 games and one block. Like you need him to be more productive.
Well, Vince, I'm glad you mentioned Kindle because I'm going to throw this to Nick now. Kindle, Bernanke, Schaefer, Bouillon, Seneke, amongst others, got their first NHL goals in their rookie campaigns this week. Who, again, like who caught your eye and who should we be paying attention to and why?
Listen, I'm gonna say Matthew Schaefer because everyone was saying that this draft, like last year's draft, was a weak draft, and that it wasn't the high end top and stuff like that. But man, Schaefer, what he's doing with Long Island the first week, he's just and Roy is just playing him like he's not. Roy is not hesitant in putting him on the ice, and this kid's not afraid to jump the play because he knows that even if he gets caught, he can recover with his speed. So I mean, Uruguay is still somewhat protecting him in some points in minutes, but he's not hesitating that when he needs an offensive spark, he puts him on the ice. So I think Schaefer is the one that's impressed me the most in week one.
I'll tell you something very impressive. Ben Kindle, as a center, is playing third line for Pittsburgh. He's 57% on the faceoff draw. He's won 12 faceoffs.
Habs could use that.
An 18-year-old player winning 50% of his faceoffs is absolutely insane. He's only playing 14 minutes of ice time, so I'm not talking about fantasy relevance when it comes to him this year necessarily, right? He has 1 goal in 3 games, which is great, but it's on 4 shots. Like, it's not sustainable. But freaking 12 faceoff wins is something for an 18-year-old kid. I was really impressed with that. From the other guys that you mentioned, I mean, Seneke is a big boy, and he has hands around the net. Like, he looks good as well. I'm very happy that we have him in the DPR league because with a few injuries like Norris, and we had to call somebody up, and we called him up, and he's been great. 2 goals in 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist in 2 games. So it's doing pretty well. 18 minutes of ice time. That's not nothing.
Yeah. That's
on
coach
average.
trusting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just one last note on Seneke is, very, very, very controversial pick at the time. I remember our reaction was a bit like, whoa. Excuse me. So I'm kind of glad for him that he's starting to prove the doubters wrong.
Well, before you ring that bell, nope.
Oh,
What about Zeev Bouillon? 2 games played, 2 points.
Yeah, but Zeev, I think, especially you two were very high on Zeev Bouillon, and you said that, like, before midseason he would take over that number 1 power play, he would take over that offensive role in Minnesota, and I guess he didn't have to wait that long to do it. And
First game, 70% of the power play time. First game.
Exactly. So I think at this point, they feel like Faber is their best all around defenseman, but when it comes to offense, they're gonna depend on Bouillon. So for
22
owners,
minutes of ice.
yeah, for owners that have Bouillon, like, keep that boy in your lineup, man, because he ain't going back down. He's staying with this team the whole season. There's no way he goes back down.
Agreed.
And that does it.
Oddman Rush.
Before moving on to the PBLL talk, Vince, hit him up with our DraftKings promo.
Yeah, you definitely. I thought you were doing this. Oh my God.
We spoke about it right before. You want me to do it?
No, I got it.
I copy pasted it actually on Trello if you want.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Yeah, I just realized. I knew I did something smart.
Yeah. All right. The fastest game on ice just hit another gear. Welcome to Stanley Cup Finals, Junior? You definitely did not copy the right
No,
one.
I definitely did not copy it.
Here we go. Let's try this again.
No, this is wrong.
I know this is wrong. All right, here we go. DraftKings it is.
Psych.
Welcome to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I like it.
Whoopsie daisy.
So
Copy paste did not work.
football is back, and so is your shot at the big wins. With
Vince, I think
DraftKings,
that's the wrong one.
even my God, like guys,
It's
we got
NHL. It should be NHL.
Hope you guys edit all this after, right?
well
Hey,
in the
look, we're
in the updated
raw.
scripts. In the updated scripts, I don't have. That's all I have, Joe. I have the pick DraftKings pick 6.
No, he sent a new one today.
Hockey is back. It starts with hockey is back.
So if you
You
have
don't
it, no,
Just
do
do it,
not have.
Junior. Do it, Junior.
Hockey is back, and this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sport betting partner of the NHL, brings you all the speed, skill, and nonstop action you love. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. As I say all the time, DraftKings is not available here in Quebec where we reside, but if it was, it would definitely be the sportsbook we would use. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets. If your bet wins,
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Granger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also, that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
in partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gambling sources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. What's next, boys? Oh, baby. This is what's next. I think it's this one.
That Nick affectionately calls Pebble, but no one else likes it. Partial breakaway listener.
That is freaking awesome.
And it is sponsored by Junior.
It is sponsored by Sound One on the soundboard.
Wake up to the aroma of fresh bread and warm croissants baked every morning at Boulangerie Pâtisserie Italia. From cannolis to crusty Italian loaves, every bite is made with passion, tradition, and a touch of Italy. Come taste the difference, where every pastry tells a story and every loaf is baked with love. Boulangerie Pâtisserie Italia, situated at 5496 Jean Talon East, Saint Leonard. Come visit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, our PBLL league got first week of starting. Not a lot of games compared to week 2, but we'll update the standings. And it seems like in the co-host Junior household, things went well.
Oh, baby.
Because we have Junior and listener Rooks, who are both tied with the exact same points. I'm not sure if they had the exact same team, but we'll ask Junior after. Then Junior second team, third place. Bono's in fourth place, and listener Bats in fifth place. Basically, first to fifth, it's 115, and fifth place has 108. And then, well, we won't talk about me and Nick, so we're okay with that. So what you guys need to know before we start talking about our tactics for this week. I just want to give you guys which teams have the most games played this week. So basically, Boston plays 4 games, Chicago plays 4 games, Detroit, Oilers, and Florida all play 4 games. Minnesota Wild play 4 games. The Predators play 4 games. Ottawa play 4 games. Tampa Bay Lightning, Toronto, Utah Mammoths, and Vancouver Canucks also play 4 games. The rest of the league all play 3 games. So there's no one who's playing less than 3 games this week. So we'll
It's a
see what the
packed week.
yeah, it's a packed week of hockey for sure. Like we won't have a Friday where there's no hockey and co-host Junior gets upset about it. So Junior, listen, we're gonna have to go to you first because I mean you're 1, 2, and 3 on those standings. So what was your tactics for week 1, and what tactics are you taking for week 2?
So for I'm going to keep the same tactics. So for the first team that's in first place, I went with scheduling. So I saw the Rangers were playing 4 games. I wanted their best player, and for me that was Shesterkin. And Shesterkin got me a total of 26.6 points this week. So it's 2 wins, only 2 goals against, 83 saves. I mean, they lost twice. They were both shut out, but he was only in net for one of those. Look, I was wrong partially, and I'll admit it because I said they're playing Pittsburgh twice, so that's a given 5 points per win for each of those. But they lost one of those 2 games against Pittsburgh. But so back to the strategy, it was basically they were playing 4 games. Their best player was Shesterkin, and I focused my team around him because I figured he would play 3 games and get at least 2 wins, which he did. So that was that. Doesn't help that I had. I mean, it helps that I had Connor Bedard and Nazar too as a combo, as well as Natchez. They all played 3 games. Then on my second team, which is in third place, I went with the combo strategy. So I had like Bedard and Nazar. I had Celebrini and Smith. I also had Boldy and Kaprasov. So these are all teams that scored multiple goals this week, and they really came through for me, I have to say. If
Nick.
I look at listener Rooks, she just went with basically, she went with, she just said, I'm going to take the best players available based off schedule. So she started with Panarin as her primary person, who didn't really get her that many points, to tell you the truth. I can't find her team now, but anyhow, that was, I think she has Dreisaitl in there as well.
So Nick, what strategy did you go with one of your teams? And it seems like you're 22nd, 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. And
Middle
I
of the
don't
pack.
see it. Yeah, and 39th, but I'm lower than you on that one, so we're good. So what strategy failed you in week 1, and what strategy you're going with in week 2?
Well, I had 3 different teams, and I tried to use as many different strategies as I can. Strategy number 1, which did the best, was teams that played more games.
Mhm.
So I filled my team with New York Rangers players and went as far as I can there. Now, the thing is that once I did that, my other 2 teams were more teams that I wanted to keep for long term. So longer, like pick the people that I think are going to do the best long term. But I realized that it does help when you have more games played, because you're just getting more points, more or less. But it doesn't. It's not always guaranteed. And I think that you had a situation like that, Vince, where you were not guaranteed some points, even though because the Rangers got shut out twice, like you said, right? So
Exactly.
they're like the only team that played 4 times this week, and they got shut out twice. So it's like they only played twice, in a way.
Yeah.
So with my team, what went well, I had Connor Bedard. He did really, really well on a very cheap contract. 3 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist. I had Ricard Raquel, who played very well as well. 3 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist, 8 shots on net, 5 hits, 5 blocks. Like those do count in this league, right?
Yeah.
And Stolarz had 1 win, 58 saves in 2 games played, so he got me some points as well.
Nice. Yeah, you see, like Man, I went with a strategy where I just like most as many New York Rangers players as I can. And this is where you realize that just because a team plays so many games does not mean it comes to your advantage. So to me, it did not come to my advantage that I addressed so many New York Rangers players just because, like we all like we've been repeating it, they've gotten shut out twice. But I am not abandoning that strategy because this week you have plenty of teams that are playing 4 games. So you're not just picking out one team. So the team that I'm concentrating on this week is the Utah Mammoths. And just because they had the easiest schedule out of all the other teams that are playing 4 games. I mean, Utah's playing Chicago, then they're playing Calgary, San Jose, and Boston. So to me, and they have some key players on that Utah team that can be useful with good contracts. So I'm going to be concentrating on taking as many Utah players as I can in my lineup, and then filling them up with ELC players that play. If they play 4 games, yes. If not, 3 games. Anything else, Junior or Nick, that you have to add about this week?
Are we going to go over who we're picking this week or
Who we're picking for what?
our teams?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna just throw in there my team and as a
I
caveat,
didn't
but
save my changes, so I'm back with my other team. But
of course.
I have an idea who
Well,
it was.
so I'm gonna go with Cooley this week. Again, cheap contract, playing 4 times with Utah. Like Vince just said, Utah is going to be concentrating on Utah a lot. I'm going with John Tavares, $4 million. Just Toronto's playing 4 games as well. I'm going to throw his line mate or Matthews' line mate. I'm not really sure where he fits in yet, but Michelli, $3.5 million. Brady Kachuk hits are counted in this league, so I'm going with
Hmm.
Brady Kachuk there. Dylan Gunter again, Utah goal scorer, 2 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist already, 11 shots on goal. That's freaking great. Lekari Maki needed a cheap contract on right wing, and they're playing 4 times in Vancouver. Aaron Ekblad, 1 goal, 1 assist so far, 7 shots on goal in 3 games. Darren Radish, what a great contract.
No.
He's a under $1 million. 2 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists already. And Anthony Stolarz as my goalie.
Wow. Well, before Junior, well, I'll give Junior a bit more time. And Nick, I went around your route, except I really concentrate on the Utah Mammoths like players that I can get. So I went to get Cooley, Keller, Gunter, and I started Vejmelka in nets
Yeah,
for
pretty
Utah.
good contract too.
Yeah, and after that, I needed cheap ALC contracts, but that played. I really want to stick with the playing of the 4 games. So I mean, the no-brainers were Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, and Maki Samoskevich from Florida.
Mm.
So then that left me a high amount for my defensemen. So I wanted to go. I always like having one defenseman that I know is not going to get dethroned from that power play one from that offense league. So I went with Jake Sanderson with Ottawa. Once again, they play 4 games. I'm good with that. There's no one dethroning Jake Sanderson from that number one offensive defenseman on Ottawa. And then just to fill in, I went with John Klingberg from San Jose. I
Doing
mean,
really well.
he had a very good first week. They only played 3 games, but I mean, he's doing well. It seems like he's the one who's getting that power play time. So
Yep.
I just
Yep.
threw him in there. I had 4 million to spare, so I threw him in there.
Well
Junior,
done.
do you have your team or one of your teams?
Yeah, well, it's I'm over the cap, so I gotta adjust. But I'll tell you who I was leaning towards. So I want to. My strategy a little bit going into this is obviously schedule. So, like you said, 4 games. I see the Edmonton Oilers are playing 4 games, and I also see that. Um, let me just make sure before I say some nonsense here.
So before Junior gets his thoughts together,
I see that McDavid hasn't scored a goal yet. So McDavid's my guy here. He's playing 4 games. I think he's gonna go off. Oh, that's what I had. Okay, got it. So I want to take him, and I want to feed off the hot start from Ryan Nugent Hopkins. So I plan on having him at left wing, and like you, I want to see. I'm gonna touch on the Utah Mammoth with Logan Cooley because he's got an entry level contract. I'm going to also ride the hot hand of Gustafsson, the goalie of the Minnesota Wild, who's also playing. He's playing 4 games this week, but they're 2 back-to-back, so he's going to play 2. I'm hoping he gets 2 wins on those and doesn't allow a lot of goals. But he's playing teams like he's probably going to play Dallas, I think, and either Washington or Philadelphia. So I'm hoping he gets a lot of shots on goal and a lot of saves. And then as rookie contracts, I'm going to keep Nazar because I'm going to ride that hot hand. I also have Bouillon who's playing 4 games and Renzel is playing 4 games. And I wanted to try to fit in Raymond, but he won't fit, so I got to change it up because I like Raymond as well.
So very important for everyone who is in the league right now. First thing is tomorrow game start at 12:30. Thanksgiving in Canada, and I think it's Columbus Day in the States. So they're 12:30 games. So your lineup has to be done before 12:30. As soon
If you're
as
listening to this before 12:30,
tomorrow
you might
morning.
be.
Yeah, if not,
you might
then
be listening to this after
if
that.
not, this is what we're telling you. We're gonna try our best and hardest to have these episodes out Monday morning so that you guys know exactly who plays how many games, who plays, and give you the most information possible so that you guys can do your lineups and have all the information you need to do your lineups. So we will try, we will, 99% of times it will be Sundays. We will try and send this out Monday morning. So Monday morning, as soon as you wake up, before you even get your coffee, you just press play, you download, and you'll get all the information you need. But for tomorrow, just remember, we even send a message in our fan tracks message board that co-host Nick sent, warning you guys that it's a 12:30 start. But the beauty about this league is, if you're late, it doesn't matter. It just takes last week's lineup and brings it to week 2. So you're never going into a week without a lineup if you did your lineup in week 1.
And also another option is to join us on Discord. If you want an invite on Discord, DM us on social media or just send us an email at partialbreakawaypod@gmail.com.
Oh my God. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the PBLL League. Hit it, Junior.
That Nick affectionately calls Pebble, but no one else likes it. Partial breakaway listener.
Over to you, Nick. And before you go into detail of what's coming, I have a soundbite. So
Whoa, Junior,
start
wait,
it off.
before you hit that sound by 2 seconds, just to tell the listeners that last year we had a waiver wire pickup segment. This year we're just going to be posting on our social media. So me, Nick, and Junior will each give you guys a player that we think you can pick up on the waiver wire. Same rules as last year, where they have to be under 50% owned, right, Nick?
That's right.
Under 50% owned, and we'll just give you a quick post. So just follow us on make sure you follow us on socials so that you can see who we think is going to be the waiver wire pickup of the week.
You got
That's all
it,
you
Vince.
think.
Well done. Well done.
Not bad, huh?
Guys, overreaction Monday, week 1 overreaction. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's brought to you by AC Photo Booth for unforgettable experiences at your big events. A professional photo booth service with a discount if you tell them that you're a listener of Partial Breakaway Podcast. They've recently added a dry ice and cold sparks machine. Recently, we've been talking about this for the last 2 months, but pretty recent. To their long list of accessories and gadgets. For more, visit them at acphotobooths.ca on Instagram and at ANC Photo Booths
On Instagram.
Vince. Guys, there's a lot to talk about, right? Like the first week of the season was super fun. We've had some surprising surprising things happen. And Vince, why don't you start us right away with Zachary Bolduc? I mean,
Oh, Zachary Bolduc. Okay,
yeah, I mean, Montreal Canadiens fans are like, wow, we got this guy from Mayu. Vince was like, yeah, but I think Mayu's going to be a better player in the long run. And this guy just comes in and scores goal per game. Bam.
Bam Bam. This is the Bam
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 Bam.
Vince said was going to make it to our next episode.
So, listen, right now I am, Nick will say eating crow, eating my words, whatever you'd like to say. But my my overreaction since 1992 and 93 season, there has not been a player who won the Rocket and the Calder in the same year. In Mr. Timo Solani, my overreaction, Zachary Bolduc wins the Calder and the Rocket.
He's had a great
Trophy.
start.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
let's like honest to honest, he's had a
Nick,
great start
but
with this team.
the impressive part is he's having a great start and not getting the highest minutes on the team. He's not getting top 6 minutes on the team. So he's
You
taking
can
he
argue
is.
his line is kind of number 2, but
yeah, but
Yeah.
he's making he's taking
15 minutes of ice time.
yeah, exactly. Is he the highest from the? Let me see here.
Right now, he's playing on the Montreal Canadiens line with Kirby Dach and Gallagher. So you could argue it's the second line. You could argue it's the third line.
yeah, it's like 2A, 2B there.
But they're kind of doing like a 9-9-4. They're trying to
9-4,
make it
yeah.
as they're trying to make it as
Balanced.
balanced as
But
possible, right?
can we agree that he's the one who's taking this opportunity and running with it?
Well, I'll
compared to
tell
all
you,
the
Don't
the big
forget, he's
part-
got power play
He's
1,
got
right?
power play 1.
Yeah,
He's playing the bumper
Yeah,
on power play 1,
they
and
only
he's doing
scored two.
really
they only scored 2 goals in the power play. They were 2 and 10 on the power play.
They
right.
got
But
some really good looks. They didn't finish,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But you could tell this guy is like built for the bumper spot. He's got good hands,
Yeah.
and he's a big body. I think it's exactly what Montreal needed, to be honest with you, in
Yeah.
the top 6.
Great shot as well.
So that's
Really good shot.
that's my first overreaction.
3
Shall-
goals, 1 assist, by the way. 4 points in 3 games played.
Nice. Shall I go with my second
Mm-mm.
overreaction?
Go ahead, please.
Oh, but I got to hear this one.
So, Boston Bruin fans, get close. You're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey, who turned this into a bold
Okay,
prediction?
it's overreaction, not
Hey.
bold predictions.
Hey, listen to me. All of us on this panel and all of those professionals on those panels had Boston going 0-3 this week. We had Boston fighting for the McKenna draft. They come in week 1. What did they do? 3-0. Swayman looks like the goalie of goalies right now, and that team seems like they're playing as a team. There's no particular. I mean, Elias Lindholm seems like he's back with Calgary and
Yeah,
learning how to
he's
play offense again.
he's looking good.
Pasternak, same old Pasternak, always getting those goals in. And then, I mean, so that's my thing. 3-0 Boston. I'm sorry to say, no one, even Boston fans, wouldn't have seen this coming. Yes, the schedule was a bit light, so we're not gonna overdo it.
They're playing
But even
Tampa, Vegas, Colorado, and Utah this week.
Oh my god!
It's
Compared
it's not an easy.
Nick,
I mean,
compared to Washington, Chicago, and Buffalo, I mean, it's almost the same thing.
yeah. Well, Washington's not a bad team, but
No,
but
exactly.
Yeah. I think
But,
it's been fun so far for Boston fans. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I really like Lindholm, what he's done. I was really surprised that I always said he had the talent to do it. It's
Mhm.
just he just didn't fit in Boston. This new coach comes in, all of a sudden it's a new Lindholm. So I think that's great, and it's the big boys that are really pulling a lot of weight. And Brazeau, who came out of
No,
nowhere and started.
Brazeau is,
oh no, I'm sorry.
Brazeau's with Pittsburgh.
Sorry. Like
Geeky?
Geeky is still putting goals, right? We said it was unsustainable, so we'll see how long that lasts. But I was gonna say that the big boys like Swayman, like you said, right? Who's making it happen? It's Swayman, McAvoy, Pasternak, Lindholm, like the Geeky, like we just said. You know, these guys are making it happen. So
Just to your point, 1.0 goals against average for Swayman. 966
percentage.
Oh, wow.
You know it was a good week for Boston when Corpusalo goals against goes 2.9 save percentage, 0.875, but they still get the win.
Yeah, Minton looks pretty decent on their third line, right?
Yeah,
You got the overtime winner, I think, eh?
I think
Yeah,
Janot got a goal as well, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and Zaka has 3 points, 2 assists, 1 goal. So
Yeah,
listen, right now they're hitting on all cylinders, but this week will be a reality check.
big
But
test,
still,
big test.
it was good.
All right, let's move on. Junior, your overreactions. I'm very curious to see what you're going to talk about.
Oh boy. Okay. So if you thought that
Thought.
if you thought
Jeez.
that Torts was going to be a problem for Mishkov, I'm here to tell you that Tocchet is a big problem for Mishkov. And you should start considering trading him before his value dips even more in fantasy. So, guys,
Overreaction segment, by the way. Guys.
overreaction number one is Mishkov should be on your trade block before it gets worse. 2 games played, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points, 4 penalty minutes, a -1, 2 shots on goal. For a scorer, only 1 shot a goal per game. Not so good. Even worse than that, he's only got 50% of the power play. A skillful guy like that should be at 60 to 70. And he's only playing 14 minutes of ice time.
That's nuts.
14 minutes of ice time,
That's
guys.
nuts.
It's not Torts coaching. It's Rick freaking Tocchet.
What's the difference?
Listen to this quote from Rick Tocchet after the game when he was asked about Mishkov's deployment, okay? Oh, crap, obviously. Okay, so they asked Tocchet after the game about Mishkov not getting a shift in overtime. He did not get a shift in overtime. And whether it had to do with his turnover late in regulation, he says, I just wanted the guys who I thought were skating.
So he was trying to go with the hot hand.
He was just trying to be an idiot. So you have a talented, skillful player like that, a guy that excels with time and space, and the one time you can put him in time and space, you don't put him out there because you have a hard head and you want him to work, blah, 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 blah. You need goals, you put this guy on the ice and you live with his mistakes. Plain and simple. So for me, red flag, get rid of him because Tocchet's knew that he's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I guarantee you that.
Wow,
Your
that
next
was a big
overreaction, sir.
overreaction. Go, Junior.
My next big overreaction is another negative one because you guys are too happy-go-lucky. Jackson Lacombe is not worth his $9 million, guys.
After week 1.
He's not worth his... Guys, they scored 7 goals last game in an overtime win versus the San Jose Sharks. They scored 7 freaking goals. You know how many points he had? 0. Zellweger, who I almost gave away for free because Lacombe got this contract, has 2 more points than him, including a goal. So, look, he's played okay, I don't want to over-exaggerate, but I'm going to over-exaggerate. 26 minutes of ice time. 0 points. Not even more than 1 shot on net per game. He's at 1.5. 5 hits, 1 block. 3 minutes of power play a game, not a single point to show for it. Guys, for me, Lacombe shouldn't even be started in your roster until he proves that he could do it. I was skeptical of this contract because he had a very small sample size. Very, very small.
Wow.
A very small sample size of production. Because his first year was 17 points in 70 games. Then he had like 50 points in 80 games. Who's the real Lacombe? It's not looking good right now. I'm scared.
All right.
Wow.
Let's
Nick.
calm the waters a bit here. Let's calm the waters.
I mean, we're gonna get some hate mail.
Especially
Hey,
the
it's
fact that
overreaction.
Anaheim seems to be our biggest fan base so far, by the way. So other than Montreal and Toronto, Anaheim is our biggest listenership.
Guys, I love everybody else on Anaheim. I wanted to talk about Seneki, maybe Gauthier, but Lacombe, you got me nervous.
Got you nervous. Absolutely. After week 1. Talking about after week 1, guys, have you ever seen somebody get 82% of the power play time and score 4 out of his 5 points in 3 games, all on the power play? That's door 5 for you. Dora 5, you know how like some teams have like power play specialists, like a Patrick Laine or a guy that can't play 5-on-5. Well, this guy is on pace for 137 points so far this year, and like 4 power play goals out of 5 points. That means that at least, don't math my math, 120 of those points that he's going to get are going to be on the power play. All right, so I think he sticks with this. I think absolutely he sticks with this and becomes a power play producer. He had 35 goals last year. He could easily hit producer Vince's bold take of 50, especially if 49 of them come on the power play.
And for those who thought it was unsustainable, right, what he did last year,
5 points in 3 games, guys.
he's
What a
off to a
great
good
start.
start to shut them
What
up.
a great start. And another great start on a guy that we knew that he was going to be good, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that when we had a guest, we had a couple of guests actually. We had one guest from Chicago who had come on, and we also had Victor Nuno who came on, and both were very high on 21-year-old Frank Nazar, and he's really shown as well that he's on 137 point pace. So 1 goal, 4 assists. That's 5 points in 3 games played. 66% of the power play time in Chicago. 19 and a half minutes of ice time on average. For a forward, that is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, he's looking good. His shooting percentage isn't even that high. Well, it's at 14%, but it's not crazy. So, Frank Nazar really has a role here and could end up maybe outproducing Bedard.
I
Which
like
was-
that take, Nick. Ooh, you ended that spicy.
You said it. You said something people don't want to hear. Well done.
Well, you know what? Look, he's on a great start to the season. Bedard also is on a great start to the season, but Frank Nazar has really impressed me.
I remember that draft year, Bob McKenzie talking very highly about Frank Nazar and saying whoever gets this player is the team that's gonna be considered the biggest steal of that draft.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be cool. So as Junior is gonna hit that outro music, just a quick update on our co-host league. After week 1, co-host Junior 152, co-host Nick 141, and producer Vince 131 because one of my goalies was just injured and never played. So we all have one drop that we can do per week. So we'll do it. We'll put it up for you guys to know. But yeah, Junior, it seems like Junior really had a good week in fantasy this week.
I sure did. Guys, I just wanted to give an honorable mention to Alexei Protas, another guy who people thought was going to be unsustainable. He's off to a good start. He's pacing for 54 goals already this year.
Nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
And we said, like, if he gets an increase in minutes and more deployment, that you should look out for him. And he's averaging 2.5 more minutes of ice time already.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, peeps.
Week
All
1
right,
is in the
peeps.
books, and it was amazing.
Week 1. And next
We'll
week,
see
it's
you
even
again.
more to talk about.
Yes, see you again after week 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night, peeps.
Have a good night, everybody. Like, subscribe, join us. Discord.